We've just finished our first test, and it's time to take a look back and see how we did. Scores were really crazy. They went from the extremely incredibly high to considerably lower than I'm sure folks would have liked to have seen. I mean, our top score in this one was, I think, 98. The lowest score was 30, maybe. So we've gone from, woo, I got every stinking thing in the world right, to, wow, I am just surprised by how I performed. And listen, I do understand. I do understand what a shock it is, what a surprise it is. I understand how disappointing it is to have prepared for an exam, taken the exam, and then found out that you didn't do as well as you had wanted to do. It's upsetting, it's frustrating, it's disappointing. But please know this: there is a lot of time left in the semester for you to do well. Believe it or not, if you are in one of the lower brackets in terms of what your grades are, not in the AB bracket, but in the bottom brackets, you still have time to earn an A. We have a lot of points left this semester, ladies and gentlemen. Now listen, I I'm going to give you some extra credit along the way. That'll give you an opportunity to earn some more points. Threaded discussion questions help you earn some points. I want to come back to those in a minute. The written assignments will help you earn some points. So you've got an opportunity to get lots of points. Hang in there, okay? Hang in there. Don't go screaming into somebody's office going, I got a drop. It's the worst thing I've ever had in the world. You're going to be okay. As long as you do the work week after week, you're going to be okay. You need to know that the score that you received on this first test could be a function of a lot of different things. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, so it's our first test. Who knew what the test would look like before coming in and taking it? Nobody. So I think that first test is always difficult to take because you just don't know what to expect. Okay, now you kind of get an idea of the format. Now you've had a chance to go through the homework and the quizzes associated with material, and now you've seen a test constructed based on those homework and quiz activities. You're going to have a better understanding of what's coming next. Maybe you had a week leading up to this where it was just pure chaos, right? You worked 48 hours a day. You had to go to school 48 hours a day. You had 48 kids that you had to work with. It was just anarchy, cats and dogs living together. I mean, it could have been a crazy week for you. Remember, that's going to affect the way in which you performed. How long did you have to study? If your week was really like that and you didn't have time to go back and sift through that information, then of course that's going to impact what was happening. And more recently, what was going on that Friday? You know, if it was that Friday when you took the test, what had happened that Friday? Did you have a flat in the car? Did the computer crash early in the morning? You didn't know if you'd even be able to get to it late at night. I mean, there are lots and lots of things that may have led to you not having performed as well as you would have liked to have performed. So, yes, I understand. I understand the range of emotions you're going through, and I understand how tough it is. I hope you know that I've been doing this for a long time. Okay, and my experience has been that if you will hang in there, if you'll do the homework, if you'll do the threaded discussion and quizzes, you're going to do well in class. You've got a lot of time to earn points. For those of you who were in that upper bracket, you were up in that 80 percentile or 90 percentile, two thumbs up, right? You guys are doing a good job. I don't know what you were doing, but keep on doing it. Now, I received some emails from you, and I'm hoping I'll be able to get to them a little later this afternoon, but I too have those days when it's just pure chaos here. You ask questions about what could I do differently, and I'll respond to you individually. But again, basics. When you're going through the book, are you taking notes? If you were in a class, you'd be taking notes, right? So are you taking notes when you go through the book? That's a great way to start preparing a study guide as you go into the test. If you're taking notes in all of those chapters, you're arranging things in the order with which you consume them, and that'll help you put them together in a nice, neat file so you can pull them back out when you're getting ready for that test. Do you do things like use note cards? I mean, I know people have great success with this. You put a definition on the front. Unemployment rate, the percent of the labor force that is not working. That's the answer. You put that on the back. So as you're preparing for the test, you can look at the term, find it back there. Are you looking at the definitions out in the sidelines? We'll have insights out there that say, here's the definition, here's what it means. How many times do you deal with the material? I mean, do you read this a couple times? Some people learn best by repetition, so maybe you need to read the material a couple times. Maybe you just need to look at the note cards a couple times. Maybe you need to look at your notes a couple of times. Think about what you were doing. If you're doing these things already, then maybe we could talk about some different kinds of ideas, some different kinds of study techniques, using acronyms for things, using mnemonics for things. We can talk about that. But kind of review what led up to this particular test. Again, if you've got a 90 or above, keep doing those things. If you didn't do as well as you wanted to do, maybe there's some things you can do differently that will help you come along and do even better. But again, I have faith in you, and I know you've got time to earn those points. Now, something that I continue to see relates to our threaded discussion questions. I talked about it at the beginning of the year. It's in the syllabus. It's in announcements. You've got to have 2 responses to the threaded discussion questions to get that credit. Please don't forget to do that. It is a way for you to interact with your fellow students, get some new information regarding a subject, and get 10 points. So don't pass up that 10 points just because you didn't go back in and do that. Make sure that you get that threaded discussion question done. In the meantime, I posted a video a few minutes ago about unemployment and inflation. It's about 6-7 minute video. Take a look. Tell me if you like having the video information to go along with the reading. Let me know if it adds to the class, maybe helps you enjoy it, makes it a little more understandable. Give me some feedback on that. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, move forward. I think our next deadline is about 2 weeks from now, something in that area. I'll be checking my email, trying to get back to those of you who have forwarded questions to me. And I'm going to sign off at this time. Have a good week, ladies and gentlemen.